welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah and I read and I write. And today's video will be going over what I read in May and also choosing from my TBR jar to see what I will be reading this month in June. Thanks for being here and I hope you enjoy. In May, I read 5 books and my rating system is a little different than other people's. If I really enjoy a book and I don't want to put it down, it's super good, I give it automatically a 4-star rating. If I would read that book again, I would give it a 5-star rating. If it was really good, but there were some things that bothered me or I just couldn't really stay connected, I will give it 3 or under. And I only give 1 or 2-star reviews for books that I just really didn't enjoy. So with that being said, the first book that I read in May was Finale. This is the 3rd book of the Caraval series. The series follows 2 sisters who go into a magical carnival. They have some romance involved, it's magical, and I'm not going to say anything more because if you haven't read the series, first of all, what are you doing? Second of all, I don't want to spoil anything. It is so good. Each book in this series, I gave a 5 out of 5-star rating. And I'm itching to reread it already. It was so sad when this book ended. The last page I cried, not because it was a bad ending, but because I simply didn't want it to end. So yeah, Finale, 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read was a book that I got in a blind date with a book. I got it online from a No Spice blind date with a book website. I will put it right here, so if you want you can go check it out. For this book I chose football rom-com. So something about me, I love a romance, I love a rom-com, and I especially love a sports romance. So I had to buy it, and that book ended up being The Comeback Play by Tiffany Noel Chacon. I'm so sorry if I'm getting her last name wrong, but this book was a 4 out of 5-star book for me because I truly enjoyed it. I thought that the romance was really sweet, how they met, and what happened at the beginning was a little bit crazy, and I genuinely wasn't expecting it. Once you get past that part, it's like, how is this book going to continue? What's happening? Well, I would recommend this book. It was really good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because I don't know if I'd reach for it again, but I might. I'm not sure. If I ever do get back to it, I will let you know. But yes, The Comeback Play was 4 out of 5 stars. So this next book was one of my beach reads. I went to the beach in May towards the end, and I read this book while I was there. It was a really good beach read. I loved this book. It had a little bit of everything. It had the romance aspect, and oh my gosh. But this book was Thy Kingdom Come by Ariana Tosato, and this book was a 4 out of 5-star read for me. It is about 7 kingdoms, 7 monarchs who go and enter a death race to end the curse on their families. I don't want to say too much to give it away. It is so good. The action, the writing, the romance, enemies to lovers, like, chef's kiss. I don't know if I will be picking this up to read it again for a second time, just because I feel like I wouldn't really get anything out of it reading it again, but I would recommend this to everybody. This is such a good book, 4 out of 5 stars. The next 2 books that I read in May were by the same author, and they were in the same kind of series, but these books are also standalone. So you can read them in order, out of order, it doesn't matter, but sometimes you see some character overlap. and you get a little sneak peek of the characters that you read about in the last book and the next book just a little bit. Both of these books were, well, I'll say that to the end. The first book that I read was The Headmistress of Rosemere by Sarah E. Ladd. I love Sarah E. Ladd. She is a Christian Regency romance author. If you are hesitant to read a Christian Regency romance, she's the author for you. It blends it in such a natural way. I truly believe no matter what religion you are, you could read this book and still enjoy it. It's just simply so good. And the romance is amazing, but also what I love about Sarah E. Ladd is that her books typically have aspects of the plot outside of just the romance, with some sort of issues that are going on behind the scenes, secrets that need to be unveiled. Sometimes there's mystery, sometimes there's fighting. It really could be anything, and just her writing is just so good. She really is an expert at what she does. That being said, this book I gave the same rating as this one, which was A Lady at Willow Grove Hall. So this one also so amazing, so good. Secrets, dark pasts. I have no notes. I have no notes. Just amazing. I would recommend these books to anyone who loves Regency romance. Both of these books I gave a 5 out of 5 star rating for. I would 100% and most likely will go back to reread these books probably pretty soon. Yeah, so 5 out of 5 stars for these. These are the 5 books that I read in May. I had 3 5-star books and 2 4-star books. It was such a good month for reading, and now I am going to decide which books I'm going to read this month in June. It's currently June 5th, which means I am a little bit behind starting my June TBR, but alas, here we are. The way that I'm going to do this from now on, I do have some books that I've already picked out that I really want to get to this month, but I do have some space currently left on my June TBR list, so I have a TBR jar, or in this case, a TBR ceramic baking dish that I picked up at a yard sale. That was really cute, and I repurposed for this. So I have written in here the names of the books that I have on my shelf that need to be read, and since I have no money right now to go get new books, I need to knock out this physical TBR, and in order to do that, alas, TBR jar has made an appearance. First, the books that I am going to read this month that I've already chosen are The Faraway Inn. The Faraway Inn. At first, when I picked this up, I thought it was The Faraway Inn. It makes way more sense to be The Faraway Inn now that I've started reading it. This book is by Sarah Beth Durst. I have read The Spell Shop by her, and I think I gave that book a 3 out of 5 stars, but every book is different, so I was going to give this book a try as well. I'm going to hold off on giving you my thoughts on it because I still have about 130 pages left to go till I'm finished, but yes. So the first book that I will be reading this month is The Faraway Inn by Sarah Beth Durst. The second book that I've chosen to read this month is Worthy of Her by Amy Iketani. This book is one that I picked up in my local bookshop. It is self-published by a local Georgian like myself. And something you will learn about me, I love a biker romance. And as you can tell from the cover of this book, there is a motorcycle, and honestly, that's most of what I need to know in order to know that I am going to enjoy this book. So yeah, Worthy of Her by Amy Iketani is the next book I will be reading this June. The last book that I have chosen myself to read this month, I'm so excited. I wasn't supposed to go buy any more books, but as you know, we're just saving them. We're just saving them from the local book adoption center. So this next book that I am going to read is going to be Rival Darling by Alexandra Moody. I am so excited about this book. As you heard me say earlier, I love a sports romance, and I have heard a lot of good things about this book. So many people have recommended it to me, and I am ready to get started on my Rival Darling journey this month. So excited about this. Now I've chosen the 3 books that I'm going to read. I have at least 2 or 3 more spots left open on my TBR list. So I think I could do 6 books this month if I really tried. And you guys can hold me accountable. So I'm going to pick 3 books from my physical TBR that are listed in this TBR jar. And yeah. The first book that I drew from the TBR jar is Austenland. So I will be reading Austenland by Shannon Hale. I'm very excited. This is a very short novel about a girl who spends her savings to go to a Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice kind of retreat, and ends up meeting some very interesting people along the way, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I'll have the full review at the end of the month, so I'm very excited. The next book I will be reading from the TBR jar is The Mother-Daughter Book Club by Suzanne Patterson and James Patterson. You probably recognize those names. This book is about a group of college friends who are all grown with grown daughters who have a book club, and normally they meet on Zoom or online, but they finally get together on vacation for their book club, and let's just say a bunch of stuff happened. Yes, very excited. The last book that I will be reading this month, probably, is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. So I have read her other book, Uprooted, and I really loved it. It was so great, and I am very excited to be able to finally read Spinning Silver. There isn't much, from what I've heard, romance in this book, which is fine. I don't need that, but I do tend to enjoy that a little bit more than most other genres. So I have been putting it off a little bit because I've been in a romance mood, but I 100% know that once I start reading this book, I'm going to love it, and it's going to be so good. If I liked Uprooted, I'm sure I'm going to love this one. These are the 6 books that I plan on reading this month. It's going to be a busy month, it seems, and I'm very excited to get started. I already have gotten started with The Faraway Inn, and yeah. So at the end of the month, I will give you my thoughts, and I guess we'll see if I actually got to all of these. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot that you guys are here, and if you watched, thanks for watching. It really means a lot. I look forward to the next video. I am going to start doing more writing vlog style videos because this is Hannah Reads and Writes. So far, Hannah has just read a lot, so we need to get into the writing part of it as well. So I believe the next video will be a writing vlog. And yeah, I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. Bye.